Hello everyone, you know who this is, and welcome to the very first episode of a brand new series. Welcome, everyone, to the GregoryVerse. In this series, I'll be explaining my AUs and takes and years of every Thomas and Friends episode and special. Now with that out of the way, let's get started with the first facts for today, shall we? Number 1. In 1923, LNER A3 number 1474 Victor Wilde was loaned to the Northwestern Railway to become the new express engine. He had nicknamed himself Gordon and felt very proud of the name. And after a few years of express trains, he was later rebuilt at Crewe with a Stanier running board and Stanier valve gear. He didn't like the look, but he soon got used to it, until his crash at Kirk Ronan. That's when he was repainted into a brand new fresh A3 boiler. And now, Gordon pulls local trains ever since retiring from the Express. Number 2. Sometime in the 2000s, the Northwestern Railway had bought an engine from the Pennsylvania Railroad. Pennsylvanian K4 number 5351, Hank, was that K4. And now works on the Northwestern Railway pulling heavy goods trains with Henry, Hero, and Murdoch, and sometimes Franklin when he comes to Sodor. Hank is painted in all-American colors like his TV series counterpart. Number 3. In 1995, during the build of David Lloyd, there was another double fairly built. This one was nameless at the time, but later it was renamed Mighty Mac after the Skarloey Railway's first controller, Mr. Mac, nicknamed the Mighty Mac. And Mighty Mac worked on the SKR for many years. Mighty was the front and Mac was the back. That rhymed. Anyway, they both worked on the railway for many years, until years later it would be time for them to return back to the Festiniog Railway in Wales. But they didn't mind. For them it would be nice to finally go back home after so long. Note, this takes place before The Man in the Hills. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get on to the fourth and final fact. Number 4. Sometime around 2005, Thomas came across the abandoned rusty town of Great Waterton. It was overgrown, rusty, and very old, with buildings covered in different stuff, and even an old tower. Thomas was very amazed, having discovered a new town, or an old town, and soon was put in charge of restoring the town, while a new engine, Stanley, came to Sodor to take over Thomas's duties. And while Thomas was jealous of Stanley, he was secretly impressed, unlike in the original movie. And soon Thomas became more impressed by Stanley and thought he would do a great job. And During the time when Thomas shunted too many freight cars for Stanley, he then realized, Stanley won't be able to pull these on his own, he said. So, he had an idea and decided to help him instead. Thomas and Stanley pulled and pushed with all their might. Stanley's coupling snapped, and the trucks pushed Thomas down the hill. The trucks pushed Thomas off the rails, but Thomas managed to stop just in time before the tower. But Thomas had come off the rails, but he was glad to be fine. The other engines were both relieved, thankful, and worried. Note, this is my take on the Great Discovery. Thomas doesn't go missing in my take, and instead just helps out Stanley. I'm getting tired of this whole Thomas jealous of the new engine trope. It's getting old nowadays, you know? But, with all that being said, that's my take on the Great Discovery, which is fact number 4. And that's it for the first episode of the GregoryVerse. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to subscribe and leave a like for another video. And until next time, I will see you all in the next one. Stay London and Northeastern, and peace.